Today, let's talk about your website. So you've built it or you're about to build it and you've got this amazing brand and this amazing business that's going to change your life. But we inherently know that having the best website in the world or having the best product or service in the world will lead to zero sales if you don't have a steady stream of web traffic. And that's what I'm going to help you with in today's video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Light and Lines video. I'm Ben Greaves, and if we haven't met before, I'm a content creator and marketer for the building industry. And you see, most architects and builders that I've come across don't know how to talk about their company properly. So I created an easy to follow 5-step guide to help you simplify your message, create great marketing material, work with your dream customers, and grow your business. And because I know a lot of you are short on time, I've made this guide as practical and as straight to the point as I can, and it's completely free. All you have to do is click on the link in the description below and a copy will be sent straight out to you. So with that being said, let's get into it and move on to today's video. If you run a business, you need people on your website. We know this. So I think the natural question then is how? How do we get more people to our websites? You know that having a piece of content go viral or getting lucky with Google ranking isn't really a long-term strategy. Now, if you're sitting there thinking like, whatever, bro, I've got Facebook ads, I've got Instagram ads. To quote Ethan Donati, who said this at his conference in Sydney recently that I was at, and these are his exact words, if you're not spending minimum $1,000 per month running ads, you're wasting your effing time. Now let that sink in for a sec. Someone who specializes in running ad campaigns for business, just like yours and just like mine, openly tells people if you're not spending $1,000 a month on ads, and that's not even the money that you need to spend creating the content to go into these ads, this is literally just the ad itself. If you're not spending $1,000 a month, you're wasting your time. Now, for a lot of you guys watching, I know that instantly puts ads off the table, right? I mean, that's a lot of money. So going viral's out of the question. Ads are gone and Google rankings are a hit and miss. So what do we want then? What we want is a steady, unending stream of new people to our site every single day, right? I mean, who doesn't want that? So then the best way to do this is with something called content marketing. And content marketing is really simple. I'm going to break this down for you and into the truth that you need and then explain why this works so well and why I'm building my own business around content marketing. The secret to growing your business simply isn't to sell and promote yourself all the time. Rather, the secret is to give first, and specifically, we want to give people valuable content and things they care about. So forget about overcomplicated SEO keywords. Don't think about that, and instead think about what do people actually want in my niche? What do they want? What can I give them for free that will help them, entertain them, or change their world in just some small but tangible way? Now, if you're unsure about what people want, then there's one thing that you can do, and that's simply go to Google and start typing in a keyword or two in your niche and wait and see what Google populates in the recommended searches. These are actual searches that people have typed into Google, and they categorize them and catalog them, and then what they try and do is they try and read your mind so that when you go in and you go to type stuff in the search bar, it's going to suggest real things that other people have typed in as well to help you find the right type of content. Now, what this does is this allows you to then get a clue as to what the exact words people are typing in and what exact topics they're looking for and how people think. So then you can reverse engineer that and give them that content and give them what they're already searching for. And you can do the same thing on YouTube, since YouTube's technically the second biggest search engine in the world, even though it's just a video platform. So even though it's just a video platform, people search for stuff there. So get on YouTube and type in some keywords for your niche and see what searches YouTube comes up with. All of these will give you clues as to what people who are interested in that topic or your niche are searching for. And if they're searching for it and they're interested in it, that means that you can give them content on those topics and put it out there in the world for them to see. Now, when it comes to content, the format is often the question that comes up. Are you talking about written content, videos, podcasts, blog posts? The short answer is yes to all of these. They're all valuable and they all work beautifully to this day. The key's not to overly worry or obsess about what content's the most popular necessarily. Start with whatever content you're a better fit for. So if you hate writing or you're a really slow writer, then don't worry about written articles. Focus on video or focus on podcasts. If you don't want to deal with cameras or lighting, then podcasting is probably going to be the easiest to pull off. All you need is you've just got a microphone, click record, and go. It's very, very simple to execute. At the same time, written articles are great because you don't have to be in a quiet space like a little studio. You can be in a coffee shop or on an aeroplane and you can be creating the content and then you can post it instantly. Now, look, video these days is kind of taking over the world. More and more platforms like Facebook and even Twitter and Instagram are elevating video, showing that there's a trend toward video consumption, and the numbers show that as well. So video has to be some part of the equation for you, but it doesn't have to be the only piece of content that you go out and create. So it matters less the format of your content. And look, that's just you over obsessing over yourself and the right way to do things. What people really care about is the substance of your content. Is it valuable to them and will it impact their life in some small, tangible way? So step one of content marketing is finding out what people want and creating valuable, original content for them. Step two is how you distribute it, and it's really not what you think. It's not about the channel. It's not about what type of channel you promote it on, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or email. What matters most is the schedule in which we post. A lot of people think that it's picking the right place and posting there. And a lot of people think that it's putting out tons and tons and tons of content and you need to have hundreds and hundreds of videos and post every day or multiple times a day. But that's not true either. What matters more than quantity of content is consistency of content. People need to know that they can depend on you and your content and get a feel for when it's coming out regularly. So create this relationship. Look, just like your favorite TV show, comes on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and you know it's going to be there 8 o'clock and it's always going to be there. If that same show came up on a Wednesday night one week, Thursday night the next, it skipped a week, it came out on a Friday at 6 2 weeks from now, and then back to Wednesday at 9 the week after, you'd completely disconnect and disengage because you can't count on it anymore. So do you want to do the same thing with your own content? Create a schedule and then regularly deliver that content. And what matters most is that you actually pick a delivery schedule that you can actually keep up with, something that actually works with your rhythm of life. If you're busy with kids and work and school and you've got to find where in your week you can actually go and create content, that's going to tell you how much content that you can probably create. And then be honest and be realistic and then commit to what you can actually keep up with. Because that's what a lot of people do is they get gung-ho over their new site and they create all of these blog posts and all of these videos and social media posts and they're posting every day for a month, but they can't keep up with it and it dies off. You won't get a steady stream of traffic if you die off on your schedule. You need to have a regular rhythm. So find something that you can commit to and stick with it. Now, look, I'd suggest that you at least try and do one piece of content a week. I mean, look, that's a beautiful rhythm. If you can't do multiple times a week, once a week's fine. Once a week is perfectly good enough. But look, I'll tell you what, there's a couple of people I know that do this every other week and they do it beautifully and it's really successful for them. For example, there's one personal finance bloke that I think's hilarious. His account's called Mr. Funny Moustache. And this guy writes funny story elements and posts every 2 weeks. And he's got a massive, thriving online audience that leads to all kinds of business opportunities because he's got tons and tons of eyeballs. And again, he does this every 2 weeks and he's very successful with it. Another great example is a guy called Peter Holland, who he's a YouTube singer and performer and celebrity, as it were, and he does these super high production videos for free. And that's his free content, and he posts them out on his YouTube account. There's not something every day, there's not something every week, there's something every other week, but they're very, very high quality and people love them. They share them, they consume them. So it can be done every other week, but the point is that regular, engaging, consistent content is the most important element. Now, here's why content marketing works so well. You do the work once, you create the content once, you put it out there into the world, and it works for you forever. Because people search for things on Google or YouTube, and your articles and your videos or your podcasts, they come up in these search rankings. And those platforms, they're doing marketing all day, every day, all over the world, sharing with people something that you made even years ago that's valuable and relevant to them, and they're benefiting from it. And then it's inviting those people to go back to your site because they're clicking through to your site to read it and view it, or the content's pointing them through to your site at the end of the content. The big advantage that you have now in an age of social media is that everyone's sharing stuff. So when you create content that's really valuable and they're like, this was really awesome, they're more likely to share it because of social media. And then the content can easily bounce around to other people and your fans or people that enjoyed your content. They're going to be doing the marketing for you by sharing your content to their friends. And then if they like it, they're sharing it to people that they know, and so on and so forth. So it spreads and it spreads, and it's continually just drawing people back to you, drawing people back to your site. A real world example of this is from an architect who I was speaking with recently, who said that one of her best sources of new leads and new clients is a video that she did, I think it was about 5 years ago, that people still to this day, people still see it, they still consume it, and it still sends inquiries her way 5 years later. Now tell me, what other kind of marketing do you think can be that powerful and can still work for you 5 years after you made it? And by the way, this costs you absolutely nothing to do this. You don't have to spend money on paid ads or Facebook ads or Google ads. It costs absolutely nothing but your time, and now you can draw people to yourself every single day. And related to paid ads, because this is a question that's probably on your mind, what's better about content marketing is not only is it free, but it's more attractive because people have a more positive experience with free content than they do with a sponsored ad. You can have a great ad and it can be funny and it can be valuable. And look, there is a place for paid, but it's not really the bedrock of a great strategy. And I don't think it should be, because when you see a real free piece of content coming your way, if it entertains you, if it's funny, if it's valuable, if it's knowledgeable, if it gives you something helpful, you've got a positive experience with that brand and with that person. And that's a great first impression for a future customer. And people want to share things that they've got a positive experience with. Not many people want to share an ad or get excited about buying from somebody from an ad because they know that, well, they're being advertised to. So look, it's just something to consider. So no matter what kind of business you either have or you want to build, if you want to sell, which is pretty much all of us in business, you have to get a steady stream of traffic to your website every single day. And the best way to do that is through content marketing. Now, don't get me wrong, like this does require work, but guess what? Business requires work. Owning a business requires work. And the best businesses do the strategic work once that will pay them time and time again and over and over and over again. And content marketing is a perfect example of that. So let me ask you a question. If you have a website, have you started doing some kind of content? And if you have, what kind of content are you posting? Is it written? Is it video? Is it podcasts? Is it a bit of a mix of all three? Leave me a comment below and let me know, what kind of content are you posting? Which platforms are you posting on? Which formats have you chosen that work, and what's works great for you? And if you haven't, that's okay. Let me know what about this, if anything, piqued your interest. What kind of content do you think you could make, and what kind of format do you think would be a better fit for you and your skill set, as well as your time and that kind of thing? leave me a comment below this video and let me know. I'd love to see what you guys are finding success with. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe to these videos if you enjoy them, and I'll see you on another one real soon.